I did not expect that. Welcome to our humble playhouse, and from the bottom of our hearts, we thank ye for being here with us. Tonight, in this most hallowed space, the Globe Theatre, in London, England, in the year of our Lord 1591, we, the Lord Chamberlain's Players, are proud to present to you a brand new play by the world's greatest living playwright, Mr. William Shakespeare! I see ye knowest the master's work. Think of his earlier efforts, King Lear, Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, contemptuous drivel, compared to the play that he has prepared for ye tonight. And yet, I alone cannot such wonders do. Therefore, we need a mighty band of players! And so, at once to our task, anon be gone, you actors, into the murky mists of the... No, wait, stay some of you. Methinks our audience tonight is of a high level of intellect and perspicacity, and does so know the master's instincts that they could tell things about these characters without us saying it first. To test this hypothesis, let us play a game, shall we? Audience, cast thine eyes upon this gentle here, and tell us, what thinkest you the playwright has given him as his most ardent ambition in life? Just shout it.
Be king.
Yes, he doth wish to be king. Cast thine eyes on that lady there, or should I say, this lady there, and thinkest you of which of her innumerable personal qualities is she most proud? Her hair! Indeed, that is true. Thou knowest the master Shakespeare well. And finally, this gentleman. He doth greatly regret a thing in his past. What think you that be?
Murder.
Yes, he greatly regrets a murder. My friends, there's nothing like comedy. Sit ye back, prepare to enjoy a tale replete with
A man who wishes to be king.
A woman who is very proud of her hair.
A man who regrets murder.
What thinkest you the title of the play is?
Macbeth.
Say that again.
Macbeth?
Macbeth.
Part two.
Part 2. Yes. Stick with the winner. My friends, enjoy Macbeth Part 2.
Brother, I have a letter here.
Oh, be it from father?
Yes, he writes,
That he has made me king, nay.
nay, brother, let me read it to thee. Thou always thinkest that thou art ready to be king, but thou hast much to learn, brother. No, it tells of Fabrizio. Fabrizio is to come back here after his many journeys on the roads.
Fabrizio?
Yes.
Did you come back? Oh, my dear sister, Macbethany. This doth be a tragedy.
Nay, brother, not a tragedy. For rememberest thou when we were young? I, a girl pimpled and pockmarked. No one would cast an eye on me, but Fabrizio was my forever true friend. And dost thou think he still thinks of me me as such. I am no longer a young girl of 14, but a blossomed woman, a princess.
Thou hast blossomed into a woman much fair, and I'm sure Fabrizio has cast his eye upon thee. But my biggest worry is that here in the royal palatial estate that our father doth love Fabrizio as much as thee, and if he is to come about again, he would wish him to be his heir.
Ah, that's right, Fabrizio. Ah,
Fabrizio!
Fabrizio!
Oh, Fabrizio, 'tis so good to see thee. Thou look a little different than I last saw thee.
my journeys were quite troublesome. Please, fetch me the air. The garden here looks different.
Fabrizio, be I the crown prince and my sister princess, we do not fetch mead for any. Servantess! Servantess!
Yes, my lord.
The finest mead for Fabrizio.
My lord.
My travels have been very troublesome.
Fabrizio, notice thou my face? 'Tis clear.
Thou art a beauteous sight for eyes as such and sore as mine.
When I saw thy letter, I thought, many things thou must have seen, many things thou must have done.
Aye.
My lady, my lord, dost thou wish anything else from me?
Come back later.
I will, my lady.
Thank thee.
Fabrizio, it seems in thy many travels thou hast many damage and worn hast become.
Aye.
If thy knee, it be of a limp.
A battle had ensued. A battle that was quite unexpected.
Father did not write of this in his letter.
Nay, for Father, he himself is returning momentarily, but I came to tell thee and thee that regrettably my hands have been stained with blood.
What?
'Twas not the point of the battle, that thou would kill the enemy.
I have killed the king's brother
Oh!
by accident.
Uncle!
My uncle! How has this come to occur, Fabrizio?
During the midst of battle, arrows shooting past our heads, lances flying, spears thrusting. And then, in the midst of chaos, I pulled out my sword, plunging towards a man with whom I had not yet recognized from the back, stabbed him thusly, pulled the blade out. He turned around, and it was your uncle, for he hath donned the gown rather the cloak of the enemy.
Fabrizio, thou couldst stab a man in the back? Be friend or foe, that be great cowardice.
Aye, but in the midst of battle, such rules may not apply when one is in such a state of fear and turmoil.
Where be Fabrizio, slayer of my brother the king?
Father, thou hast returned. Oh, Father. Father.
Your Majesty,
Hey,
I offer you my sword as penance. I offer you my sword, and I beg of thee for forgiveness, for I have not meant to kill thy brother.
Father, hear this true. He brings the news that thy brother had turned on thee.
Aye,
He fought for the other side.
Be this true?
like fire this doth burn my throat as these words be expressed. For aye, this be true, and I have the parchment that he had adorned himself with, a piece of it.
Aye, 'tis my brother's character. In that case, Fabrizio, I love you. And I have no greater wish than to see you married to my Macbethany.
What?
So that you shall be the next king.
My father, I shall reign as king upon your land when, of course, in 1,000 years when you have no longer been able to breathe breath, I and my beautiful queen
Queen.
will be proud.
Father!
I call thee father, for thou art the son I would wish for had I a true one of my own.
Father!
What joyous news!
Thou dost have a son, and he be I.
fleck of moisture canst the finger of fate flar flung.
Father, I know these robes be slimming, yet I be a man of great muscularity and strength.
Come, compare thee to my Fabrizio. Hast thou an arm to match the steel arm that doth adorn the majestic chest of this lion brave?
At least my arm did not stab in the back on uncle.
An uncle who would betray your father. Tell me, while this brave man was in the battle, bloody...
Come again, Father.
Oh God, be me not mad. Be me not losing my ability. Oh, madness creeps its petty pace within my mind, but this I shall disguise from them, and consider myself every inch the father I once was.
Listen to father, brother, for he truly has the strongest mind of us all.
Where were you when this brave man was in the battlefield?
Well, at what time was thou battling? For at 8 I was taking a bath. 9:30 I
The feast.
had a feast.
And then the second feast.
The second feast.
Father, brother, these words need not be spoken of, for I am honored to serve the kingdom, and I look upon him as a younger brother with whom I shall protect, no matter what.
Your Majesty.
Husband,
Brother,
My wife.
you have escaped, left the room. Bad, unlike what I have told thee thee must do.
Is she not beautiful?
How dost thou feel?
I intemperate, my love.
Sit,
Aye.
sit, my husband.
Knowest thou that I have given my permission for the fair Fabrizio to wed Macbethany?
Mother, isn't it joyous news? I no longer have the pockmarks on my face. I can be married.
It is early to call me mother. You are not yet my daughter.
Now who be mad?
Son, may we have a word in privacy?
Nay, stay, what mean you she be not your daughter?
I thought that we had discussed this in another chamber.
She means because
Macbeth.
as my stepmother, she hath never truly taken me as her own daughter.
Be this the meaning behind thy words?
And my half-brother here, she lovest fully, and
Now
me
I-
she thinks a usurper.
Thou art confused easily, my husband.
Then straighten out my mind.
My daughter, my stepdaughter, has not really ever fully engaged in our relationship. And I do not want you to marry this boy.
What? Dare you set your tongue in defiance to my will?
As always. For
Now.
let us be truthful now, dear husband, for it is I who truly wears the crown in this family.
What be this? How darest thou speakest of me in front of these people?
Thy mind is feeble. Dost thou think thou can fool everyone?
Listen not to her. My mind be as
Good.
you shall regret this.
Ah, and what dost thou think that I shall do?
I shall at once banish this son from my kingdom's lands.
Father.
From now on, you are no son of mine. I hate thee as I do hate a pestilence.
Nay, Father. Why? These many years all I did want was to serve thee and to one day become thy heir.
Blame your mother.
Well, fine, so be it. I should a different kingdom discover and take control of, and mayhaps I should, like thy brother, take up arms against thee and usurp thou and thou.
Not me, brother.
Nay, you're fine. Good riddance to thee.
Let me talk to you.
not concerned for the quarrels which we have just witnessed, for
Thou,
time will tell.
Fabrizio,
Aye.
he is not truly thine father until we are wed.
This be true. Forgive my assumptions.
Good Fabrizio, a word with my daughter, if I may.
Of course.
Father, thou might play it well, but I see thy mind is troubled. I see thine eyes, usually so clear, seeing everything as clear as the ocean blue, and today they are clouded.
By no clouds can efface the sun when it doth shine upon the brightness of thy skin, which has cleared up quite nicely.
Thank you.
Dear girl, 'tis true, I am afeard my mind be addled. Madness creeps towards me.
Father, is there anything that I can do to help you?
I marry Fabrizio. And when he is the king, murder him.
Murder him.
So that you, Macbethany, my one accomplishment in life, shall sit upon the throne in full control of land and realm, no longer besieged or besotted by anyone above thee.
When you had me educated in all of the courtly manners, I thought I had only been included because my brother, but I see now that you have always planned for this.
Nay, Macbethany, know this, I like girls better than boys.
Father, murder, that is a large price to pay for power.
Do you know, my brother did not betray me. Fabrizio did murder him upon my instruction.
What?
Aye, 'twas a stratagem twixt he and I, but I shall play him false as petty minstrels do their ill-tuned parts, and thou shalt step by step ascend the throne, so that when I upon my deathbed rattle, spittle falling down my chin, and all my blame bleed begrown, my last sight shall be Macbethany upon the throne.
What large shoes to fill, Father.
I will buy you new ones.
I must go now. Look in the mirror and imagine myself as queen. Her Majesty has requested the room.
Husband,
There was a time when I did love thee well.
I do not agree. For thou hast thought that we were loving thee well. But indeed, I'd rather be swimming in a well.
'Tis true at times one must be cruel to be kind. Who knows what haps when murder lurks behind?
Son,
Methinks, your highness, may I be so bold?
oh, you may be. You have been my lady for these 22 years.
I believe your husband may not be all he states to be.
Details, woman.
There be no witches here, but he calls upon them for some reason. At night, he pulls my hair.
Does he want to lay with thee?
No, I don't believe it is that. I believe that he is plotting and twisting and trying to make your lady believe that he is not all there.
You think it that his poor memory and lack of wordage is but an act?
I suspected.
Well, then, dear one, this means that my plan that I must engage my son in is even more important at this point. Please, go get my son.
Right away.
So,
Her Majesty wishes to see you.
Mother,
Sweetheart,
is
sweetheart,
Alma around?
sweetheart! My dear son, you know that I have always favored you above your sister as she be, but instead only.
Mother, you make that plain.
And it is you that I wish to see upon the throne, not her.
I know, and I deserve it too.
And if my father were not around and I became queen, I would name you my heir.
Mother, you would do this for me?
Oh, son, you know that I would do anything at all that you wanted. So don't marry her. Instead, take this vial. And when you share a drink, a mead with your father, open it, put in his cup, and let him drink and be out of his misery. For your father is insane, as you know. And if he dies a very painless death, it should only take a few hours, then you shall be king's son. And I shall be so happy to serve under you.
Mother, I may hate my father, but patricide? That'd be a sin, and cowardly at that.
Then I guess, if you shall not do it, I must.
Mother, you should not. You know that I do wish to be king, more so than anything else, but...
Then prove it, son. Your father has not been a good father. Your father has not been a good husband. And now he is married.